Good day, everyone. Tim from Timber Visions here. So, today I want to talk about one of the most profitable ways to sell firewood, especially if you're a small producer like myself. I don't sell hundreds of cords of firewood per year. So, I want to capitalize on every sale of firewood that I have. What I kind of hang my hat on for the most part is bundle wood. It is my goal to sell as much firewood in bundle form as I possibly can. And there's a main reason for it. It's just like when you go and buy carrots or vegetables, you buy a vegetable tray. Um, you pay more for that tray of vegetables that are all cut up and ready to go set on the table, as opposed to buying a bag of carrots and a bag of celery and cauliflower and all of that stuff. If you buy all of that and do it yourself, then you save a lot of money, but then it takes time. The convenience of having it all made up for you is what you're paying for when you buy that tray of vegetables, right? Same thing as comes with the bundles. It's a specific size for, and it's mostly geared towards campers and recreational burners in their backyard, or maybe somebody that just has a fireplace in their house, something like that. They don't want a large quantity. They don't have room for a large quantity of wood. They don't have room for several cords of wood, nor do they burn that much. They just want a little bit to have a fire for a night on a weekend or whatever. And they want the convenience of having a package that they can just pick up, and that'll give them a couple hours of burn time, you know. So they're willing to pay for it. So I can sell 1 cubic foot. That's how I sell mine. 1 cubic foot of firewood, which is 16-inch length, and it's 12 foot wide and 9 inches tall. That comes out to 1 cubic foot. So I can sell that for $5 in my area, and I am well under majority of the sellers in this area. But they're huge producers, right? They're huge producers that ship in. So there's more cost there. So because I'm local, I can charge $5 for a cubic foot of firewood. So since I get $5 per cubic foot, and a cord is 128 cubic foot, that means I get $640 per cord of firewood. That is almost double of what you can sell loose wood, or I call heating wood, for in my area. Um, I sell a third of a cord for 120. So a cord I sell for 360, because I don't sell wood by the cord. I'll sell you 3 1/3 cord bags, but I won't sell you a cord. So, I've had a lot of people, well, will you give me a price break on that? I'm like, no, it took the same amount of work to produce, same amount of work, same amount of fuel, everything to produce that 1/3 of a cord. So this takes more work than that, though. I mean, I do them at the same time, but then I have to bundle this, and that takes time too. I can kick out a bundle, at least a bundle a minute, sometimes more than a bundle. I'd say 1 1/4, 1.5 bundles per minute that I can kick out, especially if I have it all like this, where it's nice and square. That's why one of the reasons I've kind of gone to having my bundle wood without bark and square. It's all, I mean, not perfectly square, right? I can put a square on it, but it's mostly square, so it stacks in a bundle way faster, way easier. You don't have all that time of trying to find the right piece to fit in that spot. Going square really saves me time. The more time I save, the more money I make on this because it's less time bundling. So I've always done the whole process of acquiring logs, cut them up, split them up, and then do my bundling. Now, early on, I didn't care what they looked like. I would bundle them, pieces together, do the little Tetris thing, and that's fine. And a person can certainly do that. It's just for me personally, I want a nice premium product that has no bark on it. It's not rotten. It's good quality wood. People are paying premium for it, so I want to give them the best product that I possibly can. But mostly the reason that I do this is for my benefit of being able to make bundles quickly and easily and efficiently. But the point I'm trying to get at is you don't have to be somebody that goes out and gets logs and saws them up and splits it up and then makes bundles. You could certainly, if you were very limited on space, which I'm limited, but say you just have your backyard. I have a whole lot here to work with. But say you just have your backyard and you want to start selling bundles. You could still make a profit by going and buying a bag of firewood or a third of a quart of firewood and maybe splitting it down a little bit smaller because you do kind of want smaller pieces for bundles. It just makes it easier to make bundles. But you could buy loose wood and make bundles out of it and still be profitable because then basically all it is your time, materials for your wrap or bags, whichever direction you prefer to go on your bundles. You could still turn profit because if I bought this bag for 120 and this is what is that, like it's like 43 cubic foot, right? So I'm gonna still get my money back and then some. You see what I'm saying? By selling it in bundle form. Um, and you just never know until you start selling. I did most of my selling out of my roadside stand, in front of my house to begin with. But then I spoke with some of the business owners here in town that were getting their firewood from outside of state. Basically, these big firewood companies that have the automatic shrink wrappers and all of that. Not the highest quality wood. It is wood. It does burn, but sometimes it was cedar and pine and stuff like that. And people would just blow through it, which for that business model, I suppose that works best. But nobody else in town really had another option. And I thought to myself, well, for me to offer a product that people can get a superior product for less money and more of it, um, I think I could make some money here. So I have two stores here in town, a grocery store and a convenience store that purchase bundles from me, and they purchase them for $5 a bundle. And yes, they mark them up so they can make some money on it, but they were still less than what they were paying for the bundles before that were, I think they were 0.75 or 0.66 cubic foot bundles. I am less than those, and it's locally produced. And I don't know if all areas are like this, but around here, people prefer local stuff. Um, they want to support local businesses, which is good. And I try to do the same thing if I can, if it's a product that I can support locally, if it's made here locally. Um, anyway, I'm kind of getting off track there, but a person could definitely buy wood and make bundles and make a profit. I guess that's the point I'm trying to get at. But if you have the means and you have the area to get logs or go somewhere and cut up logs and get rounds and have a place to do that in your backyard or whatever, and you can definitely make a little money at this. You're not going to be a millionaire, but it's profitable, and that's the main thing, is that you're getting more money out of it than what you're putting into it. Now, it all depends on how fast and efficient you can be. Also, when I first started, I was swinging a splitting maul and an axe to split my wood, you know, and I did that for one fall, and then I had the wood the next year that started to sell. The next fall I started selling that, but during that summer I upgraded and got my first hydraulic splitter, and I wouldn't say I did a whole lot by hand, 3 cords maybe, something like that. And it was me and Storm doing it, so I wasn't doing it all by myself. But that first hydraulic splitter really sped things up, and wear and tear on your body and stuff like that. But my advice is keep the wood off the ground as much as possible. Keep the wood waist high or above. You know, it, if you can keep from having to bend down to the ground to pick up the wood, you're going to save so much time and so much energy. And the less times that you handle the wood, the better. Now I know not everyone can have a tractor or something like the direction that I've gone, but that tractor makes it so once I split the wood and get it in these bags, I never have to touch it again by hand. You know, I can touch it with the tractor, and that's fine. But um, every time that you're moving a third of a cord by hand, there's like 20 minutes of your life dedicated to just doing that. You know what I'm saying? Time is money. So I kind of got off track here. But yeah, the bundle wood is a very profitable way to go. Now, another option, if you have the correct species in your area, is smoking wood. So this here is black cherry. This whole stack here is all black cherry, and it all is barkless. It's good. It's just like my bundlewood, but it's cherry. And for my bundlewood, I usually use ash and maple. But for my smoking wood, that's what we're going to talk about here. Smoking wood in my area, cherry is really good. You can get apple too, mulberry, um, oak. All those are good smoking woods, but the rarest around here is cherry. So that's why I try to keep some cherry on hand at all times if I can get my hands on it, because I do have a couple customers that buy smoking wood from me, and I sell this for about twice what I sell the bundle wood for. But like I said, you can't get cherry. Cherry doesn't grow a whole lot in my area. If it does, it was planted by somebody. It's just not naturally occurring very much. So know your area, know what's available, know what's rare. If it's rare, price it accordingly, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And then my least profitable way to sell firewood, but I still do make a profit on it, obviously, or I wouldn't be doing it, is the bulk wood. So basically this is all the twisty stuff with bark on it that not all of it has bark, like this, the bark fell off. But this is what I sell to people for heating, but I am going to be marketing this towards recreational this year also, because I think I'm going to have a pretty good surplus of wood this year. And if I can get some of my customers that purchase a dozen or 20 bundles at a time, maybe talk them into buying one of my 6 cord bags instead. It's the same amount and it'll cost them considerably less. and I can move some of this that way throughout the summer instead of always selling wood in the winter time like this. But here are some of my 1/6 of cord bags, and it's equal to about 20 bundles. And I would sell these for 60 or half the price of a third cord. And that would save people a pretty good amount of money. You know, it'd save them 40 bucks, right? 20 bundles would be 100 bucks. So yeah, I mean I think it might be an option for. I had some of my customers last year, you know, asking for larger amounts, and I did sell some half truck loads, which was basically this amount for $60, and it seemed to work out pretty good. But this way, I can just dump it right in their truck, or they can take the whole thing, and I'll charge them $10 for the bag. They bring the bag back, and I won't charge them $10 for the next bag. You know, do that kind of system. And if I'm moving a lot of them, I'll just get some more of that size bag in stock, and make sure that I have plenty of those on hand for folks. Plus, if you take a one of these and a third cord, well, then that would equal half a cord. So it's nice to have these 1/6. Is 1/6 1/3 is 1/2 if you put them together. So it's good to have all the ways to get the fractions of a cord. But yeah, so hopefully, if you're been thinking about starting a firewood business, this was information. Like I said, I'm not a huge seller. I don't sell hundreds of cords of firewood per year. I'm a small producer. I have a full-time job, and I do this in my time off. It's my day off today, so um, this is just what I do on my days off. Some people go fishing or um, play video games or whatever. This is what I do on my days off. So I want to thank everybody for stopping in today. Until next time, be safe, brothers and sisters.